Welcome to part 2 of the 1972 911T build. We're going to build out this 3.18 liter with the IROC cylinders. So we're going to start this off with a little B-roll, and the second part of this video will go through a little bit more details for anybody who's interested. By no means it is a comprehensive list, it's just the things that I thought we'd point out. Please enjoy, like, and subscribe, and follow along the process. Thank you. Talk a little bit more about the oil squirters and the oil galley. You can see right here. So we decided not to take out these plugs. This oil galley here comes in here, and so that's the pressure side. Pressure feeds through here, goes through. These are those the case through bolts that are also the oil pass through areas, and there's a little hole in the middle of this or so that connects into here, into this oil passage. And then on the reverse side is the actual oil squirter receptacle. That's where the oil squirter is going to slide in there. We're going to install those here pretty soon, but we just wanted to really make sure we didn't have anything up in here. And so what we did is this channel here, there's a larger size hole that goes into the galley. So we've sprayed some solvent through each one of those, angling it down so we get it into here, and we kind of filled up this channel, shook it back and forth, blew it out with air, and then put a paper towel, white towel here, to see if we collected anything. And we came out pretty clean, so we're confident as we can be without removing these plugs. But I think we're okay to move forward on the installation of the oil squirters. So we'll be showing you the sealant that we'll be using on those, and how we install it, and then peen over the 3 peen areas, how to install the new oil squirters. My dad took them out a while back, so I don't have a video on that. I apologize. I think that's a key point. But I can talk to my dad and see how he did it. But it sounded like he just ground off very carefully with like an engine porter, probably air-powered grinding setup with a nice controlled fine tooth cutter, and removed those out, and probably drilled a little hole, tapped it, put the little bolt in there, and then pulled the bolt out through the tap. So you definitely destroy the original ones in the process. But that's where we're at right now. And yeah, so we'll kind of flush through this one. This one doesn't have as many channels. It's got this little L piece here. So we're not as worried about this side of the case, half side of the case. This side doesn't have the oil channel coming through here like the other one does. So this one's a little easier to flush out. So we're going to start on this one. And so we got here is the green thread locker. It's kind of a retainer like sealant stuff. We've got the 3 oil squirters, the part number there. And we've got a little tool to tap it in a little bit. As you saw in the previous video, we reamed the holes slightly, not all the way down, but just so that we don't have to hit on them too hard, because they're quite fragile. There's that lip there, you can see. So, and then we have this tool here, which we actually made, is to peen over the edges to get sure that there's more of a mechanical lock in there. And this is going to help us spread out the green thread locker. We opened up the green stuff we had here, and it's slightly old. We didn't really know how old it was, but we thought it wasn't too bad. And it was really runny like water. So we went and we got this stuff. I think this is the replacement for this green type, but it's gel, no drip. It's 3 times stronger than the blue, so that's what we think what the green medium stuff would be. And it's removable. It's high strength removable. So that's what we're going to go with.
So I put about halfway down from the top a little bit of that orange thread locker here, and then also on the oil squirter check valve itself, and I use that little tool to press it down in there. So then just rinse and repeat for the 3 on this side and the 3 on the other side. You don't want to get too much and plug anything up, so it's a pretty thin coat. And now I'm peening over the 3 edges to provide that mechanical lock.
So we got the motor orientation right there. Coming over here, got all the rods and rod bearings all laid out, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's important to make sure that you get, on this is out of the 3-liter, 1980s 3-liter, the crank there. So when my dad disassembled the engine, he labeled those, and the caps and everything are matching. These are all new here. with this guy. And so we actually had these balanced. If you can see a little bit ground off there. And I think we had it kind of balanced at about 5,000 RPM. So, organization is key to having a successful engine build.
So just a tiny bit of film on it, just to keep it from corroding.
Alright, so this front chain down through the bottom, and this side chain through the top. This intermediate shaft connection to the two oil pumps.
Moving into the 574, I applied a nice even layer. You see I didn't get too close to that seal, kind of stopped there. You want to seal the outside edge, and we did it on both sides of the cases. And it doesn't look like much, it's a real thin layer, but you'll see we've got a really nice squeeze out. And before you tighten up those case bolts, you want to make sure this is all nice and even in there. And then again, look at that squeeze out. First, you want to actually assemble these. We actually put the O-ring, the Viton O-ring, all the way down into position. And we do that really nicely with our hands and a little bit of Parker lube. So when you get these bolts slipped in, you're going to want to tighten these from the center first, and then you're going to tighten those outside case bolts and torque them to the proper spec. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video with your friends, and tag along.